Oh, we got, oh, Ishmael's with us. Hello. And so is, who else is with us? Kara. Hello,
Yeah,
Kara.
Miss Kara's with us.
Awesome.
Hello. Yeah.
Well, we do have a quorum if you guys want to go ahead and get started as people continue to come in. We do have 4, I believe, which is what we need. Let's see, Marcella. Yep, we do. And people are coming in as we speak.
All right, you're going to have to help me, Lisa.
Okay. All right. So, Sarah, do you have the agenda up?
Yes, let me get to my Adobe here. Okay, I've got it here so I can see half of you. And so, okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order at 1:33 p.m. on February 21st, 2024. And we've got roll call. So do we have Mandy Gebler?
I do not see Mandy.
Okay. I know TJ, oh, he is here. He is here. Okay. I thought he said he was not going to be here. Sarah Jarvis, I am here. Carolyn Kidd is not going to be here. Marcela Pino.
Hello, I'm here, and it is Marcela Pino.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem, Sarah. Nice to see you.
Angelica Sanchez.
Present.
Jean Toner.
Here.
All right. And we will read the mission statement. Does anyone want to read the mission statement? Okay, I will read the mission statement. Our mission statement is a commission to foster support, respect, awareness, and appreciation of diversity among all citizens of Flagstaff. We have our land acknowledgement. Would anyone like to read the land acknowledgement?
I'll read it.
Thank you.
Okay, I just lost it. Oh, my computer is doing weird things. Oh, here it is. Okay. The Commission on Diversity Awareness humbly acknowledges the ancestral homelands of this area's indigenous nations and original stewards. These lands, still inhabited by native descendants, border mountains sacred to indigenous peoples. We honor them, their legacies, their traditions, and their continued contributions. We celebrate their past, present, and future generations who will forever know this place is home.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have upcoming opportunities and announcements. First, I'll read the public comment. The Commission cannot act upon items presented during the public participation portion of the agenda. Individual Commission members may ask questions of the public, but are prohibited by the open meeting law from discussion or considering the item among themselves until the item is officially placed on the agenda. Each public comment or presentation will be limited to 5 minutes. Do we have any public comments? Okay, so let's see, if I remember correctly, I read that we need to go back and approve the January minutes again. Is that right, Lisa?
That is correct, but that's a little, yes, we're approval of January minutes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Kara has her hand up.
Oh, so I'm sorry. Thank you for doing that. I have half my screen is covered, so. Yes.
Go ahead, Ms. House.
I'm so sorry, Sarah. I forgot that you said that, so that was my bad. But I did just want to make the announcement, because I may not be able to stick around for the whole meeting, that we did read the Black History Month proclamation last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago at City Council. Thank you guys so much for presenting that, and it was very well received, and it was my honor to be able to read that on your behalf. I also just wanted to share quickly for the proclamation subcommittee that they shared with us from the leadership level that they've been trying to work to keep proclamations within kind of and Lisa, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it was a 200-word limit,
Yes.
basically trying to shorten them. Is that your memory as well, Lisa?
That is correct. That was the email that I received also, that they're trying to shorten the proclamations to 200 words. And although we are very eloquent and descriptive in making sure that we get in that information and the content for the context of the proclamations, they are trying to shorten them to 200 words a page.
Yeah, so for any that are upcoming, I would just keep that in mind.
Okay.
And I think we have some flexibility to push a little bit on it. If there are things that just are not going to fit within that 200-word limit, then just let me know, and I am happy to make that advocacy on your behalf.
Okay. That makes sense, but maybe not just go over by too much more, right?
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Thank you, Ms. House.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any other public comments? I've got my full screen now so I can see hands raised. Okay, so approval, did everyone get a chance to look over the January minutes? Give you guys a chance to take a scan real quick. I don't see anything that's jumping out at me. All right, I see yes in the chat. So let's see, we need to approve. Does anyone want to make movement on the January minutes here?
Hi, Commissioner. I'll motion to approve the minutes from January.
Okay, do we have a second?
Commissioner Sanchez, I second that.
All right, and then do we have, is everyone vote to approve?
We're getting yays in the chat, so
Okay,
4
perfect.
yays.
Any votes for no?
Ms. Toner has her hand up.
Oh, yes.
No,
I meant for it to be with yes.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Any no's or any abstentions? Okay, it looks like we have an approval for the January minutes. Okay, so it looks like our next meeting will be March 20th, 2024. Any issues with that date for everyone? Okay, it looks like we're good for March 20th for our next meeting. All right, going on to action items for 8A. We have a reading and a vote for approval of Black History Month proclamation.
Okay, so I'm going to step in for just
yes,
a
please do.
second. This is Lisa Ada, the staff liaison. So what happened was when we were looking at developing the draft for the Black History Month, in one of our other meetings, we skipped on voting on it. So they placed it back on the agenda to vote for it. Now, we are kind of backing up a little bit in terms of solidifying that vote. I think Mariah has her hand up. Go ahead, Mariah.
So this actually wasn't on the last agenda. So that's why it's on this agenda. So it's not necessarily a revote. The revote comes with the St. Clair event. There was a motion, there was a second, and then it went into discussion. And I think the vote just kind of got forgotten. So I know you guys have already discussed it a couple of times. So we really just need to solidify that vote.
So, but do they still need to vote on the Black History Month proclamation also?
It sounds to me like it was already read to council. So I don't.
Yeah, it was. It was.
So what do we need to do with the Black History Month proclamation?
I think because it was already read to council, I think we can just kind of move past it.
Okay.
But it was just, we placed it on the agenda just kind of sort of as a reminder to say this was a step that we missed in the process.
Okay. And then the St. Clair event, this was the one with Dr. Muneni, is that correct?
Yes.
I think I just
is
mispronounced that, I'm
correct.
sorry. So I do think I remember this. We had a second, and then we didn't all vote. We didn't have our yays, nays, and abstentions. Is that correct, Mariah?
That is correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so how do we fix this one?
Okay. So what it was is we were voting on whether or not we were going to volunteer and assist with the St. Clair event that is coming up in March.
Yes.
And Dr. Manani can let us know that the date has been determined. And Dr. Manani, since I see you on picture, I'm going to go ahead and let you speak, and then you guys can vote on whether or not you want to move forward with assisting and participating in this event.
Revote. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, the event has been rescheduled to March 22nd, which is a Friday, and 23rd. We expect 22nd to be more of an NAU event with students, faculty, and 23rd, which is a Saturday, between 9 and 12 and 11, 2 hours, will be more of a community-wide event. So that's where you come in to help us promote the event to the community, because we would like as many as are able to attend and share with us. The event is about Black people here. Now, St. Clair is a documentary filmmaker. She has made documentaries about civil rights, Black issues, and some of them have been won awards in the independent film festivals, etc., etc. She has authored books, and she does presentation all around. Now, we shall have a book signing ceremony on Saturday, so we would like you to help us in promoting so that CODA becomes an affiliate sponsor of the event, because we do have other sponsors. And so that's the main role that we would like you to play, promoting the event to the community using your networks and associates and helping us, because NAU, we are trying to bridge the gap between the town and the gown. There's been a separation between what we do and what the community thinks we do, and would like to come together. And this event offers some opportunity to do so. And that's why Carol Kidd is also attending our Commission on Ethnic Diversity, of which I'm the co-chair, faculty co-chair. She was there last week. She'll attend the one in 2 weeks' time, and she is representing CODA. So we want to form this synergy, and we can support and help each other. CASA has also applied to come to our CED meeting, which is advocacy for the court system, child advocacy. We also want to use them. So we are seeing St. Clair visit as an opportunity for CODA to help us reach the community. And we would appreciate your support in that regard.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Manati.
Mhm. Yep.
So Sarah, from here, we just need to vote with the commissioners as to whether or not they want to provide that support. And by doing so, we can do something as simple as emailing out flyers. We can put flyers together and get that out to our contacts.
Yes.
That's the simplest form, but then there may be some other avenues to get the communication out to people, whether or not we place it on the CODA page, on the city website. So there's a couple of options that we have to move forward. So if you want to go ahead and take over and ask the commissions if they want to vote yes or no on that item.
Okay. What do you think, commissioners? Would we like to make a motion to vote? Jean?
I'd be happy to move that we become affiliates for this event.
Okay. Would anyone like to second?
Commissioner Pino, I'll second.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Commissioner Pino, I'll second.
Okay. All right. Who would like to vote yes on this? Okay. I see yeses.
Yes, we see hands and yeses in the chat.
Okay. Do we have any no votes? Any okay, any abstentions?
No.
All right, looks like that passes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
We'd love
I'll
to
let the
support this.
commission know. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for attending today.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. Absolutely. Okay. Looking at our agenda, we have 8C, report on denial of colorful crosswalks for Flagstaff Pride. So Lisa, do you have anything to present for this?
So this will be presented by Alicia, and it's not so much as a presentation as information driven. Now, Felicia, is there anything that you want to share by using the share button on Teams? Do you want me to pull up what you sent over? How do you want to do that?
I pull it up for you. One moment. I'm sure everybody is aware that legal has reached out and said that they're concerned about the safety, that crosswalks need to be black and white. I'm very confused by that to start with because we have the crosswalk at Heritage Square, which is not black and white. That is a brick crosswalk. So,
Alicia, would you do me a favor and introduce yourself? I'm sorry,
sure,
I didn't
I'm so
introduce.
sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't do it. I didn't introduce you. So can you let everybody know who you are?
Sure. My name's Alicia Henry, and I am the Vice President of Flagstaff Pride, and I am kind of spearheading the Rainbow Crosswalk. And let me share my screen. So I reached out to the city of Phoenix, and they provided me their city council sessions. And can everybody see my screen, the minutes, the agenda for the city council report?
Yes.
And so they did bring up that the Federal Highway Administration expressed concerns. However, the Phoenix mayor's office was contacted by 3 organizations and just proposing that the city of Phoenix move ahead with the crosswalk, and they approved it. The city manager, and this was Greg Stanton at the time, who was the mayor in 2018. So I guess I don't know what else to say. I emailed these to Lisa. So Lisa, if you'd like, you're welcome to share them. They are in a Google Drive. So as long as you have the link, you should be able to review them. Does anybody have any questions, or is there something else I can share?
Well, this is Lisa, and I will get that information over to the commissioners. I'll send that out as we go through this commission. But does anybody have any questions or comments for Alicia?
Hi, yes.
Hi, Alicia. This is Commissioner Pino. I'm just wondering if we have any additional information about the Phoenix decision that we could use here in Flagstaff. Just wondering how we use that decision to our advantage, or if you have a recommendation on that.
Sure. So I'm actually still in talks with the city of Phoenix. They asked me if I would like to meet with the engineers who helped move the project forward. So I have asked for their contact information so I can reach out. Also, I was thinking we could reach out to Discover Flagstaff, because wasn't it just a few years ago that Discover Flagstaff had a colorful crosswalk in downtown? So I'm a little confused as to why this one is being rejected. I mean, I do understand there are federal guidelines, but we could even, if the city was willing, I would be happy to, Flagstaff Pride is very interested in taking up a whole intersection. So if we could, if part of the negotiation is that the crosswalks still have to remain black and white, can we paint the middle of the intersection instead, in lieu of having the crosswalks painted? Because that would really be our priority, is to, it's not a priority, but a top goal would be to have the entire intersection painted. So all the middle of the street would be painted. Plus, like I said, at Heritage Square, we have the brown brick crosswalk, which is not black and white. So it feels a little contradictory to what we're stating in regard to safety. So does anybody have anything else or any input, any suggestions for me to move forward?
We have Ms. House has wrote in, Alicia, thank you for providing this information. Were you able to get similar information from Tucson? I'm wondering if this was a process guided by the citizens' petition or direct engagement with the city council member. It may also be challenges and barriers provided by the control of many streets by ADOT versus city council.
Correct. So we were hoping to do something in downtown Flagstaff, so we weren't dealing with ADOT or Route 66. So we were hoping something right in the heart of downtown. I have not reached out to Tucson. I did not think to reach out to the city. I did reach out to Atlanta, who they said that their mayor just ignored the federal guidelines. And that's the same thing that happened in Ames, Iowa, where there's another crosswalk, and they just decided that they weren't going to follow the guidelines, that these aren't federal roads, so the federal government should really not have a say in what their guidelines are. I did reach out, like I said, to Atlanta, and both Phoenix and Atlanta are strongly suggesting that I reach out to community members and get like a petition or letters of support to show the city that there is support. But Ms. House, I will absolutely, I'm trying to find your comment. I will start a petition if we think that that is a better option to get this going.
And then Ray Garcia stated, I recently saw the Federal Highway Transportation guidelines for crosswalks, and we'll see if I can find them and provide them to the group. Thank you, Ray.
Thank you. I think I may have them. I think they were part of a link that I provided in my PowerPoint presentation back in, was it December or January? So I have seen them. I know it either has to be black or white or neutral tones. But we have had crosswalks here that do not meet those guidelines. So that's why I'm a little confused.
Do we have any other questions for Alicia or comments about the Rainbow Crosswalks agenda? Jean Toner, go ahead.
Alicia, would it be helpful? I mean, how can we help you at this point? I know that at some point we can definitely write a letter of support from the commission. And I'm just wondering if there's what kind of timeline, when we should do that, how we can help you now. Just what can we do?
Right now, I don't know how to move forward. I think what I'd like to do is reach out to the community members, some other LGBTQIA organizations, other community organizations, to show that there is support, and then reach out to the business owners around downtown. I know that Dark Sky Brewery was going to help us fund the crosswalk, so I know there is community support, so I just probably need to make it known. I was also going to reach out to the mayor and just open a line of communication to see if she would be interested. But I don't know how this process goes. I'm sure I have to reach out to city council. I'm sure it has to go through numerous chains of command before it gets approved. We were also looking to do the beautification grant, but if we can't get this approved, then I can't really apply for the grant by March 15th. So we're just going to be persistent and keep trying. And I will continue to keep you updated as we move forward. As soon as I hear from the City of Phoenix engineers, I will happily pass that information on to everybody. And then maybe we can come up with a better game plan as to what we can do next.
Go ahead, Jean.
I'm
Thank you,
just
Ms. Haas.
wondering. Okay, I'm just wondering, and this is not so much to Alicia as to the commission. Should we try to draft something right now, since time? I mean, it's going to be really hard to get this done by Pride, which is June. But at least if we start some research and like a rough draft of a resolution of some sort to take to council. How does the commission feel about that?
I think that's a great idea, Jean.
And then Kara House wrote in, I recommend reaching out to myself, Mayor, and consider Council Member Miranda Sweets as well, as she owns the Rainbow Inn and is a part of the DBA, I believe. That's
Thank
the
you.
Downtown Business Association, for those
Oh,
of you.
great.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate your support.
Thank you, Alicia, for coming in and talking to us. Do we have any more questions or comments for Alicia?
I just have a general question. If we do want to do this letter of support, how do we, as a commission, what do we need to do that process? I'm posing this to Jean and to Lisa. Yes, Jean.
Well, my understanding, and Lisa can correct me, is that if we bring back a draft of a potential resolution, it needs to be agendized for the March meeting, and it can be voted on then.
Okay.
With edits is how we usually do it. I'll be happy to volunteer to, put together a draft, and we can look at it next week. I mean,
Okay.
next month.
Next month. Okay. All
That
right.
is correct, Jean.
Does that sound okay to you, Alicia?
Yes, I really appreciate this. Thank you very much.
All right.
You're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you for coming and presenting.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'll keep you posted as we move forward.
Please do. Please do.
Thank you.
All right. Miss Sarah, I'm handing it back over to you.
Okay, so we are on reports and discussion items, number 9. So A would be proclamations. I don't think we have any to discuss. Is that right, Lisa?
Not at this time. And the one that we just did, Ms. House told us about earlier in the commission. So we just keep it on the agenda for future agendas. The next one I think coming up will be in May, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, all right. And then you get item B, updates from staff liaison.
The timing of this could not be better today. Once again, I apologize, you guys, for not being on camera, but Teams has been kind of wonky today, and I want to preserve my bandwidth. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my little picture is there in the emblem. My name is Lisa Cada. I am the staff liaison for the Commission on Diversity Awareness. I'm also an HR analyst for the City of Flagstaff. Without further ado, our update today is to talk about commission budgets. After months of looking into this, we do have a budget for CODA. It's a small budget, but as we continue to go through and work through our projects, we do have a budget. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if I can pull it up just a second here for the commissioners. I did have this ready to go. Hold on just a second. And share my screen. So if you guys can see my screen, this is kind of small print, but it breaks it down in guise of postage and freight, advertising, miscellaneous services, copying and printing, and office supplies. So right now, we also have a budget for if we were going to do like photos, microfilms, processes, that sort of thing. I will get this out to the commissioners so you guys can actually take a look at it. In the past, we didn't know if we had a budget, and we just got word a few weeks back that we do have a budget. So I wanted to get this out to you guys so that you would be aware of it moving forward on future projects. And then the other thing, in terms of our upcoming event for the St. Clair event, like I said, you all can develop like flyers, and we can email those out to the mass public via you all's email address. Or we can actually also develop a flyer and put it on the city website. And Mariah mentioned, and I'm going to scroll back up here, she had an idea of attaching it to our social media pages at the city. So those are three options for collaborating with the St. Clair event. And you all just need to decide who will spearhead that. And that is my update for the staff liaison.
Sounds good. I didn't know we had a budget.
Any questions?
Yeah, I would like to, this is Ishmael, I would like to comment. Actually, it's our request that triggered the search, because we have a budget, Commission on Ethnic Diversity Commission. We have about $5,000, but and we are spending almost $2,600 to bring St. Clair. But the challenge we've been having is that it's state funding, so we cannot even buy any food. We can bring a guest, and so we have a dilemma with the refreshments. So we were looking for an external partner to help us with refreshments. We do have money, but we can use it for that. It's restricted being state funding. But we did get, I think, the Coconino counties, their diversity said they can put in some money for that. And that's why we were looking for you to come in, but we didn't know you didn't have money. One of the things I would suggest you do is to investigate whether you can use it. Our refreshments are not much, $200, just some coffee and cookies maybe, and soft drink, just in case people want to quench their thirst during the presentation or afterwards. And that's the challenge we have. We do have money, but it can't go for that. And that's why we look for external partners. And I would suggest that you build a process where you spend money, because the more you spend, the more you're going to get more funding. You see, like now you didn't know, so the money maybe went back, and they keep on slashing and slashing and slashing because you're not using these monies. So part of the strategy would be to develop partnership with other diversity commissions like NAU, partnership when we bring a guest here, maybe you can chip in, or we collaborate, bring a guest who will not only do work at NAU, but also do in the community, and we become partners. And that way, your budget will grow. But if you don't use the money in the next allocation, they'll cut it down because you're not using it.
Right.
Okay. So I would suggest you really investigate how well you can partner with institutions and inquire whether we have the Women Commission on Status of Women here at NAU. They're very active, and they do also get 5,000, and you can partner with them as well. And they do have a lady speaker who is coming from, she has researched on Black women helping build the Panama Canal. And she's coming to present, I forget the date, maybe next week. And that could be another way you could have partnered with them. So the more you build this partnership, the more you see the money is being spent, the more you show it's impactful to the community, and the more you then request for additional funding. Okay, it's kind of interesting. You didn't know you had funding. That means partnerships were not there because NAU offers an opportunity for a lot of partnerships. I remember when we brought the man of Hotel Rwanda, it cost 50,000 and the city of Flagstaff, I think, put in 10,000 from the mayor's office, not commission. NAU put in about 20,000 and all that, and other corporations to make it 50,000 to bring, and it was a big, well-attended event, both NAU and the city of Flagstaff. So we want to look for opportunities like those. Spike Lee, we brought Spike Lee one time, cost NAU a lot of money, but that's another opportunity. I think we may start thinking of big projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Manini. And yes, I was not aware that this budget existed, and it was only after, inquiring repeatedly in our association in the city to see if there was a budget for some of our commissions. As small as it is, they do kind of detail it out on what they can spend it on. So I will find out if food is a part of that. And as I said, I will get this spreadsheet out to the commissioners so they can actually review it and look for opportunities to partner in the community so that we can utilize what's in the budget so we can request more. Because you are exactly right. If we sit there and do not use it, it doesn't do what it's supposed to do, which is to bring in those partnerships and that togetherness and have CODA represented well in the community. So yeah, thank you very much for that. And Sarah, I will get this out to the group today after today's meeting. Any questions or comments about anything else that I updated you guys on? Any commissioners?
No, I mean, I guess those would just be my questions, which maybe you can't answer right now, is just, what are we allowed to use those funds for? Where did they come from and what can we use them for? But I guess that's to be determined, right? So,
yes, and I will get back with you guys on that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Anyone else have any questions? All right, fantastic. Okay, so next on our agenda would be work group list report or update. So Lisa sent out an email, or included with the minutes, was a list of our work groups, which was from last year. And so I guess if you didn't get a chance to review that, maybe we could review it over the next month. What do you think, Lisa? And see, there was a note that, was it Mariah, you sent out that we can't have everyone in that group be a commissioner. Is that correct?
Correct. What she stated, and that was Mariah who sent that out, and she had to go to another meeting. What she was stating was like how many commissioners could be in on the work session. And then the idea is to bring in someone from the community to assist with whatever work groups, that you put together. The list that we sent over was what Jean provided us for what we was doing last year. The idea is for you guys to take a look at that, look if some of those work groups are, what you're continuously wanting to work on, or is there some changes? Is there something else that you all want to develop and sit in on? And that will be a little later in the next tab. We'll discuss that. But I know that we've had changes in CODA, like we lost a couple of people and we gained a couple of people. So we just want to give you guys time to look at that and kind of carve out an opportunity for yourself for things of areas of interest where you want to collaborate in those work group sessions.
Right. Yeah. So for example, the renaming of the peaks, we're done with that project, right?
Right.
And so maybe it's time to revamp this list. And like Lisa mentioned, we have lost a couple of members to our group. We gained a couple of people as well. And so it would be a good time to take a look at this list and see what we'd like to do moving ahead in the future, and think about these sorts of things. So do we want to keep this on the agenda for next month?
Yes. And then Mariah also mentioned that one of the work groups has a quorum, so that would need to change. And that basically just means that there is too many people on that work group from the commission. And I'm not sure which one she's referring to because I don't have it up. But again, when you guys review that, you can take a look at that and make those changes.
Okay. So how about we charge everyone with taking a look at the list, the groups, and think about what you would like to be involved in. And we'll think about what needs to come off and really revamp this next month. How does that sound? Okay, perfect. Okay, and I think that kind of ties in with D also. And then we have collaboration with the library. So I think that's Jean.
Hi, everybody. Annalika, what I would like to do is pass this over to you. I'm actually in the last months of I'm into the 7th year of serving on this commission. So I'm coming toward the end of my my tenure here. I'd like to pass the leadership on, and I didn't, unfortunately, talk to Annalika at all before this meeting, but can you go ahead and give a report? Do you feel comfortable doing that, Annalika?
Sure thing. Yeah, so I'm Commissioner Sanchez, and we've been meeting very regularly around the project with the library. Right now, we are still bottlenecked by the consent form. There are a few pieces that in our meeting last week, as we were reviewing it, there are points that we would like to adjust. We were very, very lucky in that the city legal did come to our meeting the time before that. And so we did get a chance to verbalize some of our concerns and we received edits. So hopefully we are in the late stages of making these adjustments and moving forward. We're also working on some grant applications. And so we're hoping to be able to submit some grants and get some more podcast equipment up and running, especially if we're hoping that folks can kind of check out podcast kits from the library, take them home, record their interviews, and then bring them back. We are certainly locked into wanting to have a booth at Pride in the Pines and try to collect oral histories from folks in real time. Yeah, anything I'm missing, Jean?
I think that covers it all. I think that we're making gradual, slow progress forward, but all the I's are being dotted and the T's are being crossed.
Indeed. Yeah, we are moving along.
Sounds like a lot of amazing work.
And this is Lisa Cada, staff liaison. I sit in on these meetings with this oral history project, and I literally just want to say hats off to Miss Jean and Angelica and Felicia for just really honing in on this project and really taking a look at what this would entail. I mean, we're literally looking at language, the development of our written communications for the project, so that there is a clear understanding of what's expected and what this project is all about. And I just wanted to iterate, it's been a joy kind of just learning myself. This was a very new area for me. And just sitting back and just kind of learning what this project entails and the benefits to the LGBTQ community and what they would like to share and what they would like to offer. So just diversifying CODA on another level. It's been a great opportunity to just kind of sit back and watch that. And I just want to reiterate that. Does anyone have any questions for Jean or Angelica regarding the oral history project that is a collaboration with the city's library? Okay, I see no questions. Miss Sarah, I will turn it back over to you.
All right, so we are on number 10, agenda for future meetings. A, anti-camp ordinance review of data for move to another committee. Does this still need to be on here? Yes, Marcella.
Hi, Commissioner. So I was not in attendance at the meeting at which this information was presented. I think it was the December meeting from the work group at NAU. I don't know if we had a conversation during that meeting to discuss how it would move forward. So I'm not really sure kind of what the next step is for this action item or work group.
Marcella, the last I remember, we did the presentation with the students coming in and talking about the project. And from there, we was looking at other committees or commission that they could move forward on. And I think where we left off was just getting that information to them. So I think that's kind of like the end of our part and just moving it into another direction. But we wanted to follow up with you to see if there was anything that we needed to add. And if not, we can go ahead and remove that from our agenda list.
Okay, we might need to reiterate that to her. Jean, you have something?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, it was Marcella, the students' presentation was really excellent. I was proud of them, and I'm not even their professor, you know, they were great. And so really, I think what we need to decide as a commission is how we want to package it, and which would include, of course, the raw data if it's still available, and then what commissions we want to pass it on to. And of course, the Housing Commission pops into my mind, but are there other commissions that we want to forward this package to, and who is going to be responsible for putting together the package that I suppose would include the wonderful PowerPoint, any notes. They had I guess about a 25, 30 page report that they submitted. And we could also include the raw data if it's still available. So I think really the next step is just deciding where we want to distribute it to. I think we should also send a copy to the city council persons when we do this, so that all of them will individually have a copy.
I think she got booted off the meeting and
Hi,
just
everyone.
joined.
I just rejoined. I'm so sorry. I missed that entire conversation. Our internet.
We have time, so I don't know if you mind repeating that, Jean.
No, not at all. Marcella, the presentation of those students and the work that they did was fantastic. I was very proud of them. And I just said, even though I wasn't their professor, I was proud of them. They were great. My thought at this point is to go ahead and identify exactly what we want to put in a package to forward to relevant commissions, and which commissions, identify which commissions we want to forward this to. Definitely housing, you know, comes to my mind, but also I think that we should forward a complete package of whatever we decide to put in the package to each city council person. And I assume that, you know, their wonderful report and their PowerPoint presentation should be in this packet. If it's recorded, which I believe it was, a link to the recording of their presentation. And also if the raw data that they worked from is still available, put that in the package too. And then just, we've got a multi-document package to just send to housing and any other relevant commissions, and to each one of the city council people and the mayor and vice mayor.
So I guess the question comes, Marcella, do you want to be the one to convey this message to the students or their professor?
Yes, I think that makes sense. I can take lead on organizing the materials and convey the message back. And then maybe we can just add it as an agenda for the next meeting so that we can talk about the process by which we need to, you know, submit this this content. I'm not sure what rules there are around that. So yeah, I can take that as a follow-up.
Okay, that would be great.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Thanks, Jean.
Thank you.
I see Alicia Henry typing.
Okay.
Just a second here.
Yes, I'm about to pop off, so I wanted to
Okay.
thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so she's just thanking us and said, please email me if you have any questions or need anything. I'm happy to partner with Jean and Angelica to help you get a booth at Pride in the Pines. And Alicia has put in her email address, alicia@flagstaffpride.org, you guys.
Thank you.
You have a
And
great
Sarah,
day.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
And Sarah, before I turn it over to you for just a second, I'm going to back up. I noticed that we have Kim Robinson in our group today, and I just wanted to acknowledge and welcome you back. We lost you the first month. I think your email address bounced back. But as we were covering our working groups, I wanted to pause and ask if there was any community events or situations coming down the pike that you might have wanted to give information over to our group about, any upcoming events. We usually do this at the beginning, so I am kind of backtracking, but I wanted to acknowledge, Ms. Robinson, that you stepped in to the CODA meeting today.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. I'm in a loud environment, so I'm going to try to find a quieter place. But yes, the Live Black Experience Project, we've had several Black History Month events happening. There's one today at the Hal Jensen Recreation Center, 2403 North Isabel Street. And it's dinner and a movie. So it'll be traditional Southern food plus a viewing of The Butler. And that starts at 3 p.m. So I'm about to run back over there right now. I'm like I tell people, I've been being Black all over Flagstaff this month. So a lot of running back and forth. On Friday, we have our Live Black Experience Movement series. It's a series of dance classes that I started. We had one a couple of weeks ago at the Murdoch Center. And it's going to be Friday also at the Hal Jensen Recreation Center starting at 4:30 to 6 p.m. We're learning the electric slide, the cha-cha slide, and the Cupid shuffle. And I started that from direct feedback from the community, the non-Black community actually, of people that wanted to just come and dance somewhere and feel welcome. And there's one older lady that just said, I just want to learn the electric slide. And she just was exasperated. I said, okay, well, I'll teach you the electric slide. So we're going to have our second class this coming up Friday at the Hal Jensen Recreation Center. And all this is on our Facebook page. Also, keep everyone posted. I'm also going to have a series of talks at our libraries. And I still have to schedule one for this month. It'll probably be next week. But I'm going to do a series of talks about the history of Black Americans in Flagstaff, starting with the lumber industry. And that's a talk I gave last year at the Coconino Community College and also at the Murdoch Center. And then we'll also do a talk about Green Book locations here in Flagstaff. And another series I'll do is about, sorry, I just lost it. It'll be the Green Book and also the history of Blacks in Flagstaff. And also a talk that I gave at NAU called Drowned Black Towns. It's the history of Black towns that were dissipated, that were destroyed to make room for places like Central Park, like Lake Lanier, also places like Rosewood, Florida that were destroyed based on a lie. So this is a series of talks that I'll be giving year round, and we'll also start our community dinners. It's just going to be busy. We're just going to be bringing in the community as much as possible and partnering and just doing a lot of things to bring us all together. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Also, just look on our Facebook page or also our Instagram page. But thank you so much for letting me interject there.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson. And again, for those of you that don't know the title of that Facebook page, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's the Live Black Experience. Is that correct?
That's correct. It's the Live Black Experience Community Dialogue Project. But if you start typing in the Live Black Experience, I think we're pretty much the only one, and it'll show up there.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, Ms. Sarah, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right. So the last thing we have is discussion of formal efforts for the Women's Right Commission. I think we should probably keep that for next month when we talk about our work groups. What do you think? Is everyone okay with that?
Yes, that's correct, because
okay.
Carolyn, it was one of the main focal points of that
Right.
group, and she's not here today, so we definitely want to talk about that in our next, having the working update groups on the agenda for next month.
Yes, and I see in the chat that we have that Facebook page link in the chat. So if you guys want to grab that from the chat, that's there, and that will have all the events there too. And I think that is it. Did we do it?
We did.
We did. Okay, so this gives us an adjournment time of 2:27 on February 21st, 2024, Wednesday.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Yes,
Thank
stay
you.
safe.
Wonderful.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.